Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And for a few minutes, I want to talk a little bit about something I feel like in the Who That Nation, we don't pay that much attention to. I want to talk about secondary coach Aaron Glenn. Now, y'all going to have to excuse me because I might have to go on a little rant here. You know, I'm sitting at home yesterday after I get off work from the station, and I'm just trying to reflect and think about what topic do I want to talk about the next day. So I put on some Saints game tape just to try to, motivate me, try to see what I can actually, pay attention to, what stands out. And I realized that it was so obvious. Aaron Glenn needs to be fired from the New Orleans Saints. I mean, just think about it, folks. But first, before I even go into that, let's go ahead and give you a little background. Aaron Glenn came from the New England Patriots. Before he was a New England Patriot, he was actually a pretty good cornerback. He played for the Jets and the Patriots. And he had quite a long career in the NFL. And he comes to the New Orleans Saints around 2016 or 2017. And I got to admit, he gave the secondary players of the New Orleans Saints some confidence. You heard about in training camp, they going at it with the offense. They talking noise. They got all these new exotic handshakes and they're doing all this and all that. It's cool. But when you think about it, 2017, 2018, 2019, the secondary that Aaron Glenn coaches give up big plays every single time when it matters most. When the game is on the line, when all of the chips are on the table, the secondary continuously comes up short. 2017. Minneapolis Miracle. 2018, after the controversial 9 call, Jared Goff rolling to the right, throws the ball to his tight end Everett to get a 46-yard gain because Marcus Williams is out of position. Week 1, Houston Texans versus the Saints. Saints have a go-ahead lead. 2 plays. Deshaun Watson to DeAndre Hopkins. Bow. Deshaun Watson to Kenny Stills, touchdown. 2019, Kirk Cousins throws the ball down the field to Adam Thielen, Patrick Robinson, Marcus Williams out of position. I heard last year that Aaron Glenn was considering leaving to go to be the assistant coach of the New England Patriots if Josh McDaniels got a head coaching job. Sean Payton and the Saints organization shouldn't even have to wait for a situation like that to occur. It is time for him to go. These guys stay being out of position. These guys stay not getting containment. These guys stay not turning their head around. Can you imagine how many interceptions the New Orleans Saints secondary could have if they actually turned their heads around? Even on the last play with Kyle Rudolph, P.J. Williams did not have his head turned around. If he would have had his back to Kyle Rudolph, then it probably would have been obvious that it was offensive pass interference. It's time for him to go, man. It's time for him to go. Like I said, they play with a lot of confidence. I will give him that. And I'm not even just saying that because him and Marshawn Lattimore got into it on the sidelines. That's irrelevant. I could care less. That happens, all that testosterone on the sidelines, a wide receiver getting the best of a cornerback and you calling them out. I can understand that. That's cool. But when you're looking at how these guys just constantly give up big plays where it matters most as a fan, you get tired of watching this over and over and over and over again. It's time for him to go, man. And maybe the New Orleans Saints can bring in a secondary coach who can teach these guys how to be aggressive. So we don't have to subject ourselves to watching Marcus Williams take kneecap tackles every single time. Instead of him trying to drive his shoulder into the chest of a wide receiver or a tight end. Maybe they can salvage his career so we can stop believing that Marcus Williams is cottonelle tissue soft in the secondary. And I say that because you got a young, very aggressive safety in C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who I feel is a much better version of a young Kenny Vaccaro. You won't mess up his career because you don't want to teach these guys how to be aggressive. Technique is cool. That's fine, okay? If you want to tell a dude how to, jam a wide receiver and stuff like that, and, flip the hips and all that, that's cool. But when it's all on the line, and you watch these teams just take Saints wide receivers out of the game, and it be guys that teams got off the street, like the Minnesota Vikings, got guys off the street, and still were able to lock down Saints defenders. You just get upset at watching your defenders, guys who come here year after year, who have been drafted by the Saints, get beat deep and get beat in crucial situations. So I'm saying this. Once again, it's time for Aaron Glenn to exit stage left. This has been the State of the Saints podcast. It is yours truly, TJ Jones. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com. Search State of the Saints podcast. Also, you can check us out on Twitter at SOTS Podcast 8 and follow on Facebook, facebook.com. Search State of the Saints podcast. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?